Wow, what a jump scare. What is this angle? What is my hair? Okay, good morning or good afternoon. It's 1:41. I did not just wake up now. I'm just chilling now. I ate my breakfast and now I'm just in bed. The cramps are getting me, guys, and I did not wake up early to go on a run or a walk. I think if my cramps get really bad, I'll go on a walk because exercise unfortunately does help when you're on your period, but I just can't with the waking up early on my period. Like doing stuff that I don't like actually physically need to do, I'm not gonna do it. So anyways, advent calendar time. Today is the 9th. Is it? It is. Oh, right under 8. There. Oh my god, it's on the lettering of Cadbury, so I wonder if we're gonna get a Cadbury today. Yes, we are. It says, fingers crossed for snow. Oh, well, yeah, sure. You know you're being sold in Dubai, right? You know you're being sold in the Middle East, right? Fingers crossed, though. You never know. Fingers crossed. But this is the chocolate for today. Fun times. That's all for now. I'll be rotting in bed for the foreseeable future, eating my chocolate. Okay, hi guys, update. It is now 4:37 and I'm about to go on a walk. Low effort, no running whatsoever because I'm wearing this and I'm wearing long pants. Not that I can't go running in this, but also I feel so bloated. It's crazy. Wearing a crop top is not the best idea right now, but yeah, I'm gonna go walk by the beach. I'm gonna watch the sunset and that's gonna be fun. I was thinking when I come back, I want to clean my room. I want to at least change my sheets. And I was thinking it would be a good idea to clean my room because I want to update my journal. And usually when I update my journal, I sit on the floor because I have so much shit to like lay out. It doesn't fit on my desk. So I want to clean the floor before I start doing my journal because it's gonna be laid out on the floor for a long time. You know what I mean? So yeah, I want it to be like clean. And that's all. I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye. Hello again. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, why don't I ever get approached to the beach? And then I think I literally look like Mr. Potato Head. Just a potato and like, oh, sorry to these people. But yeah, sometimes I wonder, I'm like, why doesn't anyone approach me? And then would you approach someone like this on the beach? I look like not someone that you want to approach. Let's just say that. Hi guys. Wow, I look really weird. How to get a good lighting in the car at nighttime? Well, maybe if I put... Why do I literally look like... I don't even know. I look like shit. That was actually such a pleasant walk. I should always come here around the time that I came today because it was not as busy as it usually is, even though it was still quite busy. It's just not as overwhelming as it usually is when I come here at like 6 p.m. When I start my walk at 6 p.m, it's bullshit. It's so bad. But now that I started my walk at like 5:15 or something, it was so nice. The weather was so good. I was having genuinely my Tumblr 2015 or 2016 aesthetic visco moment because the sun was setting and it was so pretty, and as you saw in the last clip, it was so pretty and like pink and orange, and yeah, I was having my main character moment even though I look like this. I realized I probably should have done my makeup, but then again I also have that feeling of having like complete freedom, and sometimes it's so refreshing to feel ugly or know that you look ugly in public, especially when there's a lot of really attractive people around you. Like genuinely, I don't think anyone's forehead has ever looked this big. What? If anyone ever asks why do I have bangs, this is why. Anyways, yeah, that was, just wanted to say that it was a really nice it was a really nice walk, and I just walked the whole time, which was also really nice. And yeah, like I would want to come running during this time in the evening. Now I've cracked the code. So yeah, if I don't go running in the mornings, I can always come at 4:30 p.m. to Cart Beach. That's all. Goodbye.
TV, like you already do that? Well, turned into like where it was like a collectibles thing of, so it's like, so has Jeffrey severely died inside? Would be interesting.
Just some random one.
Star in the flesh.
Schooner with that way you have the bitch star. Wait, everything.
Oh wow. True, shocking, and
It's so beautiful. LA has a
hi. There's a lot to go over. This is really special. This is both of your palettes in like 10 shades.
palettes with just different color order.
So, so these.
Guys, for context, if I choose to leave the audio in for this, I'm watching a YouTuber revisit the Shane Dawson documentaries that he did on different YouTubers, and I'm watching the Jeffree Star one now, and I forgot how fucking hot his boyfriend was. Oh my god, if he had a mustache, literally 100% my type. Anyways, guys, if you want to watch, if you want a YouTuber, if you want a recommendation for a YouTuber who just talks about YouTuber drama, not just YouTuber, but he like does really good deep dives into YouTuber drama, but he talks about everything, basically like to do with pop culture, subscribe to Adam McIntyre. I would highly recommend. I love watching his videos because it means that I can watch people that I hate and react to people that I hate without actually supporting them, and I can support someone else that I love. I'm rewatching, as I said, the Shane Dawson documentaries, and I cannot believe I used to be the biggest Shane Dawson fan before the conspiracy theories and the documentaries. Actually, I was into him when he was just doing his taste testing videos, like when he was eating like food, like fast food stuff. Crazy.
Obviously receiving a voice memo from Jeffrey. That is.
I'm not sure about this angle, but we're gonna do this anyways because I want the journal to be seen, but I also want my face to be seen because I'm gonna be talking in this video, obviously. Sorry in advance if this video comes out, when this video comes out, because it's gonna be a bit later also than usual. Okay, so I've written down this already in my journal, so I'm just gonna read it out a bit, and I'm gonna put this here because I don't want you guys to see like names and stuff. So yeah, I wanted to do a 2025 dating wrapped. I know that might sound a bit stupid, but I've been on a lot of dates this year and I wanted to talk about some of them. Not in detail, obviously. I just want to talk about like in surface level. On a surface level? In surface level. I don't know. But yeah, because I've seen this trend on TikTok where people are talking about their dating raps, but I thought it would be fun to do it on my vlog channel. So that's what I'm gonna do. So first of all, we're starting off with the fact that I've been on 19 dates. I've seen 19 different men in person this year, which is a lot. Especially compared to last year. I don't remember how many dates I went on last year. I didn't count, but it is definitely significantly less than 19. I'll tell you that. Even when I counted it, I was like, what the fuck? That seems very excessive to me. And I'm aware that it's very excessive, but in all fairness, the dates that I went on were not for the purpose of actually getting a boyfriend, I should say, because I knew I was going to be moving out, so there was no point in me trying to get into a serious relationship with someone, especially if they lived here, because I don't want to do long distance. So halfway through the year, I kind of went into that mindset of just like, yeah, I'm just going to go on dates because they're fun. So yeah, I've been on 19 first dates. And then I've been on, let's see. I've been on 4 second dates and 2 third dates, and 1 guy made it to 4 dates. So I've been on 19 first dates, and 18 of those have been in Dubai. 1 of them has been in Finland, and that 1 guy that I met in Finland is the only guy that I've went out with 4 times, or he's the guy that I've gone out with the most from all the people I've dated this year. So it hasn't been too good, I have to say. And how many kisses? How many times have I kissed someone this year? Let's see. Ew. Sometimes when I'm looking over this, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who did I go out with? 6, 7, 8. I've had 8 kisses this year. Less than half of the people that I went out with, so that's pretty good. There's 1 guy that I went out with from last year that I went out with this year, which is my ex-situationship that I talked about in one of my other vlogs. I think this year also I have re-downloaded Hinge, or I've re-downloaded dating apps at least twice. Beginning of the year I didn't have any dating apps, and at the beginning of the year I only had Bumble and Tinder, but then when I went to Paris in June, when I was there, like I was in a different country, I could change my app store country, so I could get Hinge. I could download Hinge because Hinge is not on Dubai, like UAE's app store, which is so weird that like you can get Tinder and Bumble but not Hinge. Hinge I've had for since June, and then a couple months ago I deleted it. I think when I came back from Finland after I saw that guy a couple times, I was like, I'm over this shit. And then in October or something, I re-downloaded it, and yeah, I have it only on my iPad. So there's that. So I feel like I've done quite a good job of not having like such a dating app addiction, but when it gets bad, I'll say that. I will not give myself so much grace, you know, because I know when it gets bad, it's really bad. Because I use it as, I always mention this, but I use it as a form of social media, and I should not do that. I just want to go there and see people and see the type of people that there are. And if it wasn't so expensive, I would honestly have the Tinder Plus or Hinge Plus or something. I did have it at one point earlier on this year. I think when you first download it, they give you a discounted price for the premium, so I got it for like a month or something, and yeah, that was it. But rest of the time I have not had premium. There's one time where a guy asked me to pay for my own food and drinks on a date. One time only, thank God. And I've been to a guy's house or been over to their place or their hotel, let's see how many times. 7 times I've been over to a guy's place. Not meaning that doesn't mean anything, it just means that we were at his place or at his hotel or something. I think all of these have been either, there's only one date that was actually unlike the rest, which was with this guy who was genuinely so fucking boring, and he was so fucking weird, and it was at a like a mini golf place, and that was actually a very fun date, and there was like alcohol and stuff, so like I really like that date idea, but the guy was so weird, so I did not enjoy that date for that reason. Other than that, it's always been a cafe or a restaurant, which I have no problem with, obviously, but there was one guy also who took me to a beach club, and that was a weird date. I don't know, I feel like beach clubs are not really good for a for a first date type of atmosphere, because we were just like swimming, we were trying to swim but then like trying to talk at the same time. I don't know, it was very, very awkward. Just to try to imagine you swimming in a pool or by the beach. I mean, I appreciated it, it was a nice beach club, and we didn't order anything to drink or to eat, which was a bit of a bummer. Actually, we did order one drink only. Oh, but that's fine. And then I've been swimming with one other guy, but that was just like after the date happened, so that was fine. We went out for like a half an hour or something by the beach, and that was kind of cute. Oh, there was one date where I got so drunk that I threw up during the date, and that ended really badly, and the guy never wanted to see me again. So embarrassing, and I don't understand how men have such a tolerance for alcohol, specifically British men. I do not know how you guys can drink so fucking much and just like that's like fine. Let's see how many of the guys that I dated were British, because British men are my type. 9. Jesus, that's a lot. That's literally almost half of them. Guys, when I have a type, I tell you, I'm saying I have a type. And this also was the first year where I dated Arab guys. I went on a date with 3 Arab guys, and I'll tell you something, they were all Lebanese, and nothing against Lebanese people. Hey, literally some of my best friends are Lebanese. Lebanese women are amazing. Lebanese men, on the other hand, are like devil spawns. I don't know what the fuck is up with them. The guys that I went out with who are Arab, they're cute, obviously. I wouldn't go out with a guy who's not cute, but they're not my type in terms of what they're looking for. I feel like they're just too different from me in terms of personality, and yeah, I just don't vibe with Arabs. I don't know what it is, I just don't like them. Nothing against them, but just to date, I don't like, I can't do it. And there's one guy who catfished me so bad, and that was probably the worst date that I've been on this year. Genuinely was so fucking bad. He couldn't make conversation at all. He only talked about himself and his interests, and he also insulted his mom halfway through the date in such a aggressive way that I actually got scared. He was like, yeah, I fucking hate my mom sometimes, like she's so fucking weird and so annoying. And I'm like, okay. I like, on the other hand, I hate when men are super like dependent on their moms, but don't be aggressive and mean to your mom. Like that's more of a red flag. There's only well there's one guy that I saw that was just a one night stand. Everyone else, there was like something before. If there was something afterwards, there was something before, but there was one guy who was literally just a one night stand, and that was just like one time, and that was such a good experience. It was so fun, and it was so, yeah, I miss that guy every day, every single day. I'm joking by the way, but sometimes I'll remember him and I'll be like, wow, I can't believe I bagged a guy like that. If you guys knew what he looked like, wow, like I literally cannot believe he thought I was hot. Crazy. He literally boosted my ego so much. It was insane. I went out with a couple Americans this year, which is interesting to me because I don't particularly like Americans either. But if they're cute, you know? I went out with this one guy who was American, and halfway through the date, he was just like, can I just say something? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he was like, you give off such a vibe that feels like you could belong in New York City. And this coming from an American who has traveled to New York City, I was like, thank you so much. The way he complimented me, this guy really wanted to hit, but I didn't let him. Because he was like, he was really sweet, but really not my type at the end of the day. He also when I went to his place, we went to his place to watch a movie after we were at a bar, and then after that we went to his place to watch a movie. And when he opened his laptop, he had Billie Eilish's Tiny Desk concert. Is that what it's called? Tiny Desk concert open. And then he started playing it because he's like, oh yeah, I love this Tiny Desk concert. And I was like, yeah, me too, because I love Billie Eilish, I love her songs. And then she was singing I Love You, and I started singing along because I like that song. And he was like, oh my god, you have such a good voice. And I really do not. And ever since he has said that, I was like, yeah, I actually do have a great voice. And every time I sing, I'm like, was this man really gaslighting me so bad because he wanted to hit so bad? And he was like saying any type of positive comment towards me that he could, or was he like really drunk, or like what was it? What made him think that I had a good voice? I just really wanted to know that. I mean, I know I used to be in choir and stuff like that, but I know I don't have a good voice nowadays, so I'm like, why the fuck would he say that? It's so funny. There was one guy who we didn't actually go on a date, and this is also another Lebanese guy. We didn't go on a date, but he just came and picked me up, and we were in his car for like a couple hours. We just talked in his car, and then he stopped talking to me because he was like, yeah, I'm actually not looking for a serious relationship, or like, I'm not looking for a relationship or anything. And babe, you're literally on a dating app. Just say that you don't like me. I'd rather you be straight up with me and blunt to my face rather than to just lie and say like, yeah, I'm not really looking for anything. And then when I downloaded Hinge, I saw his profile on Hinge. Crazy concept. I'm doing a page here where it's just like junk, because this is a junk journal, I know, but I don't really put so much junk in it. I usually just have certain pages where I put random junk that I've collected over the past couple months or something. Oh, I've been on a couple dates with guys where the guys that I've been on a second date with, they've said this, where we're talking about, oh yeah, like what was your first impression of me or something like that. And then he would say, yeah, the place, because sometimes I pick out the place to go to because these guys are useless, okay? And so they would comment on that, and they would say like, yeah, the place that you picked out, I really didn't want to go there, or like, yeah, I was kind of dreading going there. And then this guy that I went on a date with in Finland, we went to like the city center. First of all, he fucking lived there, so I was like, can you recommend a place to go? He was like, yeah, sure. And he took me to that place in the city center. And on the second date, he was like, oh yeah, that place in the city center, like I would rather shoot myself in the foot than drive back there again. Like we should not go to the city center again. I'm like why say that? Why say that and think that I'm gonna be like, oh haha, yeah, funny? Because like that makes me feel bad for making you go to a place that you didn't want to go. But it's like they never said no, and he was the person who picked out the place to go to. I don't live in Finland, so I don't know the places to go to on a date. You know what I mean? Oh lord, oh lord. And then the other guy we went to, it was like during summertime, so I understand it's hot outside in Dubai, but we parked the car, and from the parking lot we had to walk a little bit, max like 10 minutes to get to the cafe that we were going to. And then on the second date he was like, yeah, that place that we went to, I was dreading it so much because we had to walk outside and like I sweat a lot. And I'm like, I was the one who picked that place out because this guy is so fucking stupid that he couldn't fucking pick a place to go to on a date when he's lived here for multiple months. I don't care if you are newly living here, you've lived here a couple of years, you lived here your whole life, you're a fucking tourist, you're the man. You should be the one picking the place to go to, or at least trying to help me pick a place to go to. I was literally thinking of every single place. I was coming up with every single idea, and he was just like, yeah, sure, when I picked out the place. And you could have said no. You could have said no. You could have done your research and seen where the cafe was and understood like the parking and everything. No, he was just like, yeah, sure, let's go there. It's not my problem. It's not my problem if you don't know how to communicate. It's not my problem. There's one date that I was really late to because I left the house really late. Well, I left on time, but I forgot that there was traffic. It was peak rush hour, and I took the wrong exit, and I got there maybe half an hour late, and I felt really bad about that. But the guy was really nice, and that guy we messaged. The date was really good. He was really interesting. I really liked him. He was really cute. But then after the date, he just stopped responding to me. And I'm not gonna like text you if you're not gonna respond to my texts. And I think the last message that I sent him was a question, and he never responded to my question. And he's watching all my stories still. Cool, very cool. No, like that's so cool. There's this cinema in Alserkal Avenue, and in October they had a anime marathon, and I got this little like pamphlet. But look, they put the poster on the other side. It's so cute. So cute. I want to add this to my journal, but it's so big, it's not gonna fit. There was also one guy that I went out with once, and he told me, I was out with my friends this one time where he asked me to literally come over to his place at like 8 p.m. and I told him that was the time where I was not looking for like one night stands, or I wasn't looking for just short-term relationships. I was actually looking to like date. And I was telling him like, yeah, I'm not really into just like short term, or if you're just like looking for one night stands. Like I told him straight up, and he said back to me, he's like, yeah, sure, like don't worry about it, me too, I'm also not looking for anything specifically. And then I was like, okay, good to know. And then before the date, I didn't go over to his house that time because I was with my friends. But then the time that I actually went to his place, we were watching The Office, which was kind of cute, and then we made out a bit, and then after that he was like, do you want to go to the bedroom? And I was like, no, I don't want to go to the bedroom. And he's like, okay, that's fine. And then afterwards, after a little bit, he was like, do you want to leave? Like, do you want to go home? So embarrassing. But it's like, I hate when men lie, because if you just want to hit, you should have told me that when I literally confessed to you that I don't want short-term relationship. Why would you say back to me, yeah, me neither, like just to get me to your place to try? And I guess that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get me to his place and just trying to get like convince me to sleep with him. Like he thought maybe when I got to his place I would feel more inclined to sleep with him, but that didn't work. And it was very embarrassing for him to try to convince me to sleep with him after I was at his place, when I literally told him that that's not what I'm there for. But he was really sweet, and he was a really good kisser, and I'm really sad afterwards. I tried to like text him. I was always initiating conversation after when I went to his place. I was always initiating conversation, and he would never respond very enthusiastically after that. And then I sent him like one last message, and he never responded to that, which is really sad because he was really cute, he was really tall, he was British, and he was a really good kisser. if only I saw him maybe like a month or two after I was in that phase of like looking for an actual relationship. If only. If only. It's okay. It's fine. Like, things happen for a reason. It's fine. It's fine. There was one guy as well who I was in that like weird phase of like, I don't know if I'm looking for a serious relationship. I don't know if I'm just looking for a one night stand, or like, am I just looking for a short term? Am I looking for friends or something? And I told this guy that I'm moving next year, and then he probably took that as a sign, and I told him like, oh yeah, I'm not sure if I'm like really looking for, like, he was trying to hit, right? He was trying to crack, okay? And then I was like, I don't know if I feel too comfortable with that, especially because it was the second date, okay? And then he was like, you know, just have fun, like, you're moving next year, so like this doesn't have to be anything serious. And then we did stuff, and then afterwards I asked him, so if I were to say yes to like keep seeing you again, like, would I be the only person that you're seeing? And he was like, no, I would be seeing other people. Oh my god, why are men such pigs? Why are men never satisfied? And why, like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Truly, what the fuck? And I did not see him after that. I have some self-respect, guys. I swear I have some self-respect. But I was like low-key down bad for that guy because he was really cute, and he was not my type at all. He was very nerdy, but he was really tall, and he had the prettiest eyes, and he had glasses, and he was very intelligent, and he had a cat, and yeah. And he was very strong. Nice biceps. When you try to give someone that's not your type the benefit of the doubt, I've learned that it never works out for the best. It never works out for the best. I'll tell you one thing though. I've been ghosted this year twice when I've initiated like date plans. Like, I've asked the guy, oh, where do you want to go out? Or when do you think you would be free to go out? Ghosted. As soon as I ask that question, when we've actually had a very pleasant conversation and I think it's going somewhere, as soon as I initiate a going out plan, I don't know why these last two times I've been ghosted. Fun. But this year I have not been stood up. Yay! Can we get a cheer in the chat? Yay! I haven't been stood up because last year I got stood up, and that was such a kick in the face. A kick in the balls, because it sucked because it was the first time that I was putting myself out there, and it was my first time dating, and to be met with being stood up was so bad. It literally, my ego was crushed. It was really bad. Also, it's just fucking rude, and I fucking hate men for thinking that that's like an acceptable thing for them to do. Fuck you, bitch. And I hope you never achieve happiness, and I hope you never get a girlfriend. I hope you're miserable till you die. Thank you. And also, I know I'm not a lot of people's type, and I need to accept that. A lot of people that I like on Hinge do not like me back. The majority, I would say, maybe it's the percentage of me liking people to actually matching with these people, it's probably 80 to 20. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Some guys I will just like because I'm desperate and I'm lonely, and then once I actually start talking to them and they like try to initiate hanging out, I'm like, actually I don't want that anymore, and I'll unmatch. Ugh. That's when I feel like a really bad person, but but I don't do that often. I swear, okay? I'm not that bad of a person. I will say actually one very funny coincidence with my dating this year is that there's one guy if my friend's watching this, hey, there's one guy that my friend matched with, and he showed me his profile, and I was like, oh my god, you're so fucking lucky because this guy is literally my type. And he showed me the profile, and then they unmatched, like the guy unmatched from my friend, and then I want to say the next week I saw that guy and he matched with me. That was a crazy thing. And then I actually met up with the guy, and I found out that he was insane. Like, he was an insane person, and I'm happy that I never met him again. But that was just such a funny coincidence that would have happened. And that I think is the first guy that was bi that I've ever gone out with, because every guy that I've gone out with has been the most straight man that I've ever seen in my life. I don't know why I attract very, very, very straight men. I'll say one thing as well. I went out with one guy who loudly and proudly admitted to me that he loves goth girls and like emo girls, and he constantly sent me reels about like me dyeing my hair. You know what I mean? He was like, you should dye your hair this color. You should dye your hair that color. I've actually dyed my hair like a lot before. I have a long history with dyeing my hair, and I'm trying not to dye it anymore because it's really unhealthy for my hair, and I'm trying to keep it really long and healthy. This was when I had like really, really long hair. And he was like, no, you should dye it red. Like, you should go back to red. Red is so sexy. I love your tattoos. I love anime. I love that. And he sent me a reel where it's like, God thought I was in my healing era, but then instead he sent me a goth baddie to like change my life. Like, I genuinely don't know how to respond to these. And also, why is this such a common thing where where men, straight men, think that because you're goth or you're emo, you are a bad person. You know what I mean? Or that you're gonna ruin their life. I hate that rhetoric that straight men spread about goth girls, because that doesn't make any sense. And I want to know where this stereotype came from, because goth people are the opposite of ruining someone's life, because they are some of the most compassionate, nicest, like caring people that you'll ever meet, because of like their mindset and their beliefs. If you're goth, you have such a positive outlook on life. Just because you dress really scary to some people, you dress all black, you dress in a very medieval gothic way, doesn't mean that your mindset reflects that as well. You know what I mean? And I'm sick of men thinking that I'm a goth girl because I dress in all black and I have tattoos. I don't like, my makeup is very simplistic compared to goth. Like, I'm gonna put a picture here, goth versus me. You get what I mean? Like, what is like that? Maybe me in 2020 when I was doing the e-girl thing, you could say that I was more leaning towards the goth aesthetic. But now, and I don't know if it's because like they're not used to seeing people dressed like me in Dubai or something. I don't know what it is, but I need to stop seeing the, oh, you're goth, you're gonna ruin my life, or like, because I swear I went out with this one guy and he was like, you're so cool and you're so hot, but like you look like you're gonna ruin my life. Why? I'm genuinely such a nice person, I swear. I'm literally the most anxious person that you'll ever meet. I'm very insecure. I'm very, like, I don't understand what they mean by that. Also, you look like you would ruin my life. In what way? In what way? I want to know more. I want to know what this means. I think they're just saying that for shits and giggles and to like have something to talk about, and like for banter as like a funny hee hee ha ha joke, but it's not a joke to me. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it so bad. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I think that's all for my dating wrapped. I don't think I have much more to say. If you want me to talk about dating and just my experiences, maybe like that, I don't. Maybe it might be a bit boring. I don't know. But if you guys want that, I could talk about it because I like talking about my very bad, very failed dating experiences, even though I'm not very well versed in the dating sphere. This is my second year dating, and I still have a lot to learn, and hopefully next year things aren't as bad, as bleak as this year. But there's only one way to find out. But thank you guys for watching today's vlog. I had a fun day. I hope you had a fun time watching this. I know it was a bit weird and a bit random, and I look kind of insane right now with like the big light on and my hair like this, but it's okay. It's a fun time, right guys? Yeah. Hope to see you guys in tomorrow's vlog, and hope you guys had a good day. Bye.